r/AskReddit. What will you never stop complaining about? People that take one step through a door then immediately stop moving. I nearly hit people in front of my office's revolving door on a daily basis. Morons. Get off your phone when you're walking, especially through a doorway, or step off the end of an escalator and stop moving. It's everyone's duty to shove those people as hard as possible. Blockages on escalators can really hurt a lot of people. I've had this almost happen on an upward moving escalator. It lets off near where people line up for the bus and sometimes it can get crowded around the exit and I have had to forcefully move people out of the way. What could happen if they caused someone exiting off the escalator to lose balance and fall back down onto a line of people behind them is scary. Lack of turn signal use. People who repeatedly and seemingly actively refuse to use their turn signal should have their licenses taken away for life. But if I turn my signal on, no one will let me in. I fear you may be too stupid for lane changes. Depending on where you live, it's a real issue. When I'm back home in the Toronto region, if I put my signal on, the car will visibly and obviously speed up to not allow it. Not always, but about 70% of the time. You kinda have to signal, accelerate a bit, change lanes all at once. In New Brunswick, you put on your signal and it's the total opposite. People will let off the gas to make it easier and in many cases brake to let you in. Even though that's also not entirely appropriate, it's appreciated. LA 2. You don't signal to be let in. You signal to let them know you are coming in. I lived in LA for a while and learned his truck that's worked like a charm ever since. I turn on my signal expecting people to speed up to pass me. As they do, then I just merge in behind. Works every time. Lived, not loved. Mosquitoes. Gosh, I hate those little duckers. Those duckers and ticks too. I should like to add wasps to the list. I'd also like to add ants. Those assholes get into my house and take months to finally leave me and my family the hell alone after tons of ant traps. My ma tells a tale from seemingly 100 years ago. I'm guessing at least back to 1976 if not further, where she got up a bit before 5 AM to get the breakfast all started for the day, and as she walked to the kitchen the normal amount, little, of light was present and she saw what seemed like the floor was moving in waves. When the lights went on, I wonder if you can guess what the kitchen floor was littered with. You guessed it. Frank Stallone. No, wait, I mean ants. If I recall correctly, the solution in the immediate term was 2 words. Shopvac. I don't know what preventative measures were taken afterwards. Okay, who's going to tell this man that 1976 was not 100 years ago? People who relocate things that were perfectly placed. My wife and her mom like to put things away, aka hide them from me. It's never occurred to them that I put my keys and sunglasses out in the open so I don't have to go looking for them. One of the many perks of being single and living alone. And all it cost was loneliness and not being loved. Beats being married and unloved, lol. I legitimately cannot leave a cup in the kitchen for 10 minutes. Sometimes I need water, I put cup there and magically it's in the dishwasher. Like, why? It's not always, but why? Oh no. My BF used to take a perfectly good water cup and put it in the filthy sink without washing it. Then by the end of the day I can't even get a drink of water because he's put every goddamn cup in the sink without washing any of them. WTF. That behavior has been modified, lol. Not enough people are aware that sinks are ducking dirtier than crap. That's why I keep my dishes in the toilet. Commercials that 1. Are played more than once per hour on the same channel. 2. Are louder than the program you are watching. And, or 3. Have unnecessary music. We went to the version of Hulu without commercials because they would keep playing the same depressing ass commercial over and over. That's how they get you. Yep, 100%. Spotify got me that way because the actors, or voice actors I guess, they use for the commercials here in Latin America have the most annoying voices I have ever heard. So just so I didn't listen to them anymore I went premium. Sabimus lo molestas son los anuncios comprar Spotify premium por 99 cents los primeros 3 meses. Please don't molest Sabimus. People with a complete lack of self-awareness over how to walk, and people with no social or spatial awareness that stand right behind you in line. I was getting rung up at the store when these 2 women came up right behind me. Like if I took half a step back I'd literally step on them. There was a sign right there that said please wait here or something. They completely ignored it and came up right behind me, were sighing loudly and impatiently. So I felt pressured and under pressure accidentally entered the wrong PIN number for my card. I apologized to the cashier and the woman behind me for real was like it's fine. I turned around, looked her dead in the eyes, and said I wasn't talking to you. People think it's their world and the rest of us are just inconveniences in it. Like she really thought I was apologizing for her getting held up. When I feel like someone is standing too closely behind me, I like to purposely back up into them while pretending to look at something. I bend over, at the waist, and retie my shoes. Try to rub my ass all over them. Be careful with that move. I agree. How are some people so unaware of the space they are in? Some people will just bounce off of you while walking by, or the people who rub on you. This grinds my gears. I've never had this issue. Just yesterday I had someone reach their hand past me and almost knock my coffee over and rubbed my arm. Like, are you just punching through things in the way? Or do you really not know the space that your hand and arm take up? Okay, last time I was on the bus it was about half full and there were several empty benches and this woman about 400 pounds decided to sit in the third seat to the section me and my boyfriend were already sitting in. I'm already large, 250, and she tried to squeeze her 2-seat wide butt. She carried her weight low into the 3/4 of a seat that was actually open. Her thigh was on my thigh and I was too socially awkward to say anything. I scooted out from under her when we got to our stop and she didn't even realize what was happening. I'm just glad she didn't have really bad BO. Duck me. This happened yesterday to me. I'm waiting at my gate, and this couple that for some reason had taken the same 2 flights as me that kept butting in line just comes and sits right by me. I'm sitting by a power outlet so I'm at the second last chair in a row. The man sits to my right, the woman sits to my left, and they begin talking to each other. Like, there's a bill and other empty seats, why do you have to come and inconvenience me? Duck. At that point, you're part of the conversation. Chime right in. No need to keep all that awkwardness to yourself. People who stand right on top of the baggage carousel at the airport so no one behind them can see or get their bags. If you'd all step back, we'd all be able to see and grab our bags in an orderly fashion. Idiots. I'd like airports to put a line around the carousel stating please wait behind the line until you see your bag. London had this last time I was there and absolutely everyone was waiting patiently behind the line. When you see yours, simply dart through the crowd, grab it, and do your best to whack each and every person nearby with it as you pull it from the belt. It's satisfying. Always add a passive-aggressive excuse me so it drives home that this wouldn't be an issue if they weren't trying to slow dance with a carousel. I swing my baggage really wide when I pick it up too, as long as there's no kids around. I get irrationally angry at this. It has been a long flight, I'm tired and I just want to get my bag and leave. I stand a respectful distance back and then some asshat pushes a luggage cart between me and the carousel and just stands there blocking. It is not like standing right next to the carousel is going to make your bag come out any faster. Seriously though, we learn in kindergarten, or earlier, to step the duck back to let everyone see. Now that I say that though, I'm thinking that we just need school teachers to supervise airports in general. Children, we can't be crowding the exit of security. Okay kids, let's all stand to the right of the escalator. Jimmy, you are in group 4. Get out of line until someone you calls your group. My wife not flushing after going to the toilet. Delete her. Delete me too. What is something you will never stop complaining about? Drop it in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more r/AskReddit.